Alright, Myers, I'm coming to get you, you bastard. You hear me? I'm gonna bash your brains in with this damn bat. Look around all over town. Don't know where I'm gonna go. I mean, I guess, like, I'm gonna just kind of wander around and yell at people and get some help, and then if I think I see somebody who looks like you, I'm gonna chase after you for a while. Don't know if it's you for sure, but I'll still be following you. And then when I do find you, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have you knocked down on the ground when you're on the precipice of death. You know what I'm gonna do then? I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop and not finish the job.
Do it! Do it! You want your mask? Come and get it!
I'm coming for you, Michael.
So for the spooky Halloween October months, we got some horror movies coming out. We got some good ones on the way. So we're gonna start with, well, how else but Halloween Kills. So Halloween Kills, it just came out 2021. I feel like it was one of those movies that might have been delayed from 2020, but they never really officially said that. They just must have like held off on their marketing just in time before showing a trailer. But Halloween Kills is the second in what I believe is going to be a rebooted trilogy, or rather like a soft rebooted trilogy. I was never a huge fan of the Halloween films, like growing up. Like, there's a lot of horror movies that I love and adore, but when it comes to like Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees and some of those guys, like, not a huge particular fan. But I will say, I saw the Halloween that came out in 2018, and that was pretty good. And they did a genius decision in marketing and brought back Jamie Lee Curtis to rehead the franchise and kind of step back into her role. And of course, like, newer actors as well for new generation. I thought Halloween 2018 worked fairly well for what it was. It was a very decent film. I thought it was a good enough job for what it was, and they set it up to be another film afterwards, and so on and so forth. So before I get into it, let's just so Halloween Kills is directed by David Gordon Green, who, aside from some obvious like producer / directing credits for the previous Halloween film, his filmography, most notably so, directed Pineapple Express. So there's that. Granted, he's done other stuff, but it just struck me as, like, in terms of like big, well-known films that he'd be known for, that I was on the list. I mean, he's done some other shows that, if I'm not too lazy, I might IMDb put right here. But I mean, yeah. So he's been in the industry for a minute. He's got experience with film, television, the whole 9 yards. Like, he knows his way around a camera, basically. In terms of our starring cast, it's another situation that's half laziness, but also half like, I mean, if I found it to be especially notable, I would include a filmography of sorts, but really there's just a lot of people in this film. So our core, not even four, but our core main people, Jamie Lee Curtis, who I will say, if you're looking for a movie that's going to have her facing off against Michael Myers in a battle to the death, you've come to the wrong fucking movie, apparently. So, spoiler, not spoiler, letting you know the trailers are a little bit deceiving in that regard. She's in it, but not for very much of it. But Jamie Lee Curtis is back. But who's actually in it more is her daughter, Judy Greer, who also is a fairly well-known actor. And then, as well as her in the movie daughter, Andy Matichak, the daughter, the granddaughter of Jamie, daughter of Judy. The whole family's here in all this, but I'd say the mother and the daughter are in it predominantly more than old Granny. They're reeling from the loss of dear old dad from the previous film, so they're in it and they're doing their own thing. I mean, alright, look, positives first. I already lost all this footage once already by a SD card accident, so I'm already pretty riled up. So I'm going to use that energy and just shovel it back into reiterating what I just said in the first attempt I made to record this. The core people that are here do a good job. It's emotional for them. They're reeling from the trauma of the previous film and trying to figure out how to face the horrors that lie ahead, trying to band together, survive, and figure it out. Good job. No complaints there. Another cool thing this film does is that, and again, I can appreciate this as somebody who also has some beloved horror and other film franchises that I love in my life, but they basically pay homage and also give fan service for the OG Halloween fans. They kind of, this rebooted series, this soft rebooted series, retcons, for the most part, a lot of the other Halloween films. It just kind of takes place from the original, like the original Halloween, and goes from there. So they bring back some like characters, some actors, a lot of people that are fairly familiar faces, whether they're just in the name of their character or the actual actor themselves. They bring them through to this film and actually give them some pretty fairly important roles. It's nice to see that, how it's not just purely the new generation of people and only serving a modern audience, but you're paying respects to whence you came. Even when they do go back to the Michael Myers house, or whenever they have flashbacks that take place during the first movie, again, it's whether people are CG'd in there or de-aged or whatever they had to do to get it to work, or upscale footage perhaps. It's all paying homage to the original, which is something I can appreciate and respect. And I felt like it was never forced fan service. It was just fan service, which, as somebody who enjoys a good amount of fan service whenever movies like Evil Dead do it, or whenever the Alien movies versus Prometheus and such do it, I'm always game for that if it's not too just too chocked full of fan service, And the last positive thing I have to say about this film, if you're going here for a slasher, bloody, gory film, period, you're in for a treat. These are some of, I don't know if I would say the most, but these are some of the most graphic kills in a Halloween film, I believe. And I've seen worse in some other films, but they're pretty brutal. They are all pretty violent and brutal. Almost not quite for the sake of it. Michael Myers goes around and is an animal and kills people, so it doesn't come as a surprise, but it happens. And for the most part, there's some VFX here and there, but for the most part, a lot of it is practical, and that is awesome. Props there. The fact that most of this film and the last one, whenever they could, it was practical effects for the kills, the violence, the blood, the gore. Cool. I'm on board for it 100%. Okay, all that being said, let's get into it. So aside from our three main girls, and I'm being very generous but with the judgment of them as well, because they're not entirely innocent here, almost every single character in this entire movie is so fucking illogical. It is infuriating. People make the dumbest decisions in this film, and it's it doesn't have to be this way. You can have some foolish people or one or two dumb characters, sure, but we're all adults here. And I get what they're probably going for, because the film shows the whole town is we gotta band together and get this fucker. We gotta take him down. Through that, it's okay, well, human beings can be the real detriment to ourselves, because the whole town is racked with what's happening right now. Myers is back. He's on the loose. People have died. Officers are dead. It's Halloween. We don't know where he is. We don't know what he's doing. People keep dying. It could be me next or my family. So everybody is scared, terrified, angry. They're feeling vengeful, violent. And of course, when you have that mob mentality, logic goes right out the window, and you just want to kill, destroy, burn, pillage, whatever. And it's just that mob mentality. I get what they're going for there. Mobs are stupid, dumb things where evil, terrible, foolish shit can happen because it's that mob mentality. I get that message. But that doesn't mean every single damn character in this movie has to be a fucking moron. Directing's fine. Cinematography, I guess, is fine, but there's so much wasted potential for really good shots. Here's the thing. This leads into it. As far as I'm aware, and I'm not an avid series watcher, but if we're harkening back and continuing from the OG Halloween, you know as well as I do that Michael Myers is not a big sci-fi monster that goes around and just, rips people apart and screams in the city streets. No, he's a shadow in the night. He's off to the edge. He creeps, he's prowling, he stalks his prey. Started off as a kid in his bedroom, kills his sister, grows up in mind of a 6-year-old, instincts of an animal with a strength of a grown-ass middle-aged man, but ultimately he's supposed to be a terrifying force, something that's almost not quite like the Babadook, but something that's in the shadows, gonna strike. You got this pit of dread and fear in your stomach, you're watching It Follows all over again. Something is gonna go down, but you don't know when, you don't know where. You just know he is gonna be responsible for it, and it's gonna, culminate in just some very scary horror slasher, just that doesn't really, I don't get that vibe in this at all. He doesn't feel like a malevolent presence. He feels like somebody that like is gonna show up, brutally murder, and then walk away and not say a word. And that's it. It's kind of funny and sad because you know when it's gonna happen. Like every time they introduce a new character or a new couple or whatever, you're like, oh, you're literally being introduced just to die in a few minutes. And I wish I was wrong, but that's the case. Unless you're the main characters in this film, like, you're not long for this world. And even the old ones they bring back, like, you can kind of tell who's expendable and who's not. Like, it's a who's who of just who is gonna die in a violent or dumb way next, and that's it. It just didn't feel like there was no stakes. It's just, you're just watching a guy get away with murder over some dumb, scared idiots for an hour and a half. I'll tell you what this film really felt like, because I'll tell you what it really is. It is a setup and a stepping stone for a third movie. That's what this is, unfortunately, and I hate that it is, because it almost can't stand alone on it by itself. Like, you almost have to have seen previous Halloween movies to get what the fuck is going on and have context for it. You don't have to. You don't really have to. But Jesus, this isn't a spoiler because I'm just telling you what marketing lied to you about, but like the trailer makes it seem as if it's going to be a showdown between Jamie Lee Curtis and Michael Myers, like Jamie being all battered and bruised and having been stabbed, and it's like they're going to clash and there's going to be a battle and that's going to happen. And like, yes, but actually no. Like, no. They never have a one-on-one fight in this movie at all. So, spoilers, and sorry, but I'm not going to let you waste your money if that's what you're coming here for. This film is a direct setup for a third and final soft reboot film that will most likely, fucking hopefully, have that final showdown. So, if you're looking for that in this film, you are sorely mistaken. There's just too much focus on like style and not a lot of substance. Minor spoilers, because I really have to get some rage out real quick. It says that this does not ruin the film. I'm not going to spoil what happens at the very ending, but I will say close to the ending and throughout the film. Here's the thing. When it comes to Michael Myers and the entire film, and the entire franchise, this man is a definition of double tap. Whatever he does, he's like, okay, I'm going to kill you. Smush, smush. Bang, 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 bang till you're dead and there's nothing left of your face is gone. I'm gonna stab you 15 times until there's like your guts are eviscerated. Whatever he does it very effectively and very well, which is he just murderizes the shit out of whoever is unfortunate enough to get in his way. Now, you would think with somebody who's been as psychotic of a killer as this, such a crazy fucking killer, you would think that whenever somebody starts attacking him or gets him cornered, which happens multiple times in this film, you think they would return the favor. Nope. It's pretty much like, oh, there's Michael, I'm gonna get him. Ding! He's out of here, he's dead. Like, fucking what? Not a single person in this movie has heard the words double tap. No, it doesn't happen. The worst case of this, I would say, again, toward the ending, happens several times, like, it gets to a point where like he's surrounded in a circle. He gets surrounded multiple times in this film, but he's surrounded by like townspeople, and they take times whack, shoot him sometime, whack, he's down, knife in the back, and they're like, we got him. And it's like, what are you doing? No, you know this fucking thing has survived? You go over there, you gently remove the knife from his neck, and then you just keep poking it into the base of his skull, and you run it around in there until it's just scrambled eggs. That's it. You eviscerate this thing. You run it over. You smush it. You burn it. Everybody just take turns with a revolver and keep shooting him point blank in the head. Do anything. Something. But no, they don't. They just let him lie every time. And it's like, what? It makes no sense. This whole town, they get madder. They're angrier and wilder in the hospital when they knock over a sheriff. Literally, some sheriff in the hospital gets bodied by this mob and thrown down a flight of stairs. Probably doesn't survive that, if I had to guess. Worse shit, less of that happens to Michael in this film. It is unbelievable. And I know what you're saying, oh, he's got to be able to survive for a third movie. Well, then get fucking better writers to know how to make some more exciting, engaging way of him escaping from that situation. Make it so that there's no point where anybody could have been like, bang, 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 bang. You know what they do instead? They just have it so it cuts to several stylistic shots of him like murder, cuts away, comes back, murder with like dark background, very stylistic, blood spraying and all this. It's like, what? Am I watching an Andy Warhol piece be assembled? Like, no. You want to know the worst part of it all? The worst part of this entire thing? This is where the rant got cut off before, but worst part, again, no spoilers because this trailers showed this. The trailers show that, like, the big thing about this Halloween Kills is that he survives the fucking house fire, because rest in peace to those poor first responders that were just doing their damn job. He accidentally gets freed by the firefighters. And what does it do? It sets up the scene. Michael Myers, the house engulfed in flames, the water from the firefighters trickling down around him. Great, awesome shot. His mask is melted. Hair's fine, but the mask is melted from the fire, and the fucking flames are burning behind him, and he has like one, I don't know if it was a crowbar, whatever the fuck this was. He's already taken out 2 firefighters, and what's in front of him? Fucking 10 firefighters are in front of him. We got people with fucking axes, hatchets, a fucking circular saw. And the trailer shows a few quick cuts of the carnage of Michael obviously murdering people and escaping. And I was like, oh man, dude, this is gonna be great. We're gonna get like a John Wick style, like, one shot of Michael Myers just, they're gonna swarm him. He's gonna get like axe here, cut here, elbow some guy, break somebody's arm in half and fucking throw punches them to death, and comes over here, takes the saw and reverses, like, all this would be happening all at once in a really cool fucking shot. Nope. No, and no. What happens instead? This great, grandiose opening scene, or in this case, if you have never seen Michael Myers before, this, like, revealing opening shot for our glorious killer here. What happens? No, the firefighters attack one at a fucking time. Like, I'm gonna get him. Stabs. I'm gonna get him. Nope. I'm just like, what? You're telling me the bold and the brave over here are gonna be so done dirty and misrepresented by this atrocity of a scene? Like, what? This is so much missed potential. Nobody does this. Whenever movies have a large group attacking one sole individual, nobody does this bullshit where it's like one at a time. This isn't fucking For Honor. Like, nobody's like, I shall fight the samurai, and then like one-on-one combat. No, this is Michael fucking Myers. Even if these firefighters somehow don't fucking know who it is, you would all go in. I don't know. This could have been so cool. I thought we were gonna get some shots like that. I thought we were gonna get some shots of Michael Myers being attacked by multiple people, fighting them all off like a fucking giant and still winning. That would have been cool. Instead, no. Everybody in this movie attacks single file, and of course, ultimately gets bodied by this powerhouse of a fucking a wannabe WWE wrestler. Like, it's stupid. It's fucking stupid. I have way more cons for this film than pros, but there are still pros. And for that reason, here's what I'm gonna say. I feel like it should be lower, but I feel like I would be doing an injustice to the good parts of this film, because this film is not terrible. It's not a terrible film. It's just a frustrating film. Halloween for me gets a very low 3 out of 5. A low 3 out of 5. It is below average. And again, credit where credit's due. Our main cast, good performances. The film does a good job of being able to bring back previous cast members, pay homage to the franchise, and try to further the story of Michael. Although it doesn't get very furthered in this film, they at least pay homage to its predecessor and give some good fan service. The kills are good, gory, bloody, very fucking violent. But, oh my god, nobody in this film acts with a shred of logic. And it's just like, you want a horror film like Hush. You want a horror film like You're Next. Dude, You're Next. Survival horror at its finest. Even Ready or Not. You want a film where the people are making smart decisions and maybe they're still losing. Maybe they're just fighting an ever-pitching battle. It's like, it didn't feel like that. I felt like I was watching a bunch of grown-ass men and women stupidly and blindly running into the fray and getting chopped down by the 50 cal mounted gun that you obviously see up there, but everybody's like, maybe I can get around him, well maybe I can get behind him. It's like, no. This film is just very, very frustrating, and I wish it was just more, I wish it was like even a fraction as logical as the previous one was. People made smart decisions in the previous Halloween 2018, not so much in this one. If you are a die-hard Halloween fan and love anything to do with Halloween, go see it. It will be worth your money because you will at least get the enjoyment of seeing Halloween and getting to see Michael Myers on screen, presented fairly well. But from someone like your average moviegoer, your average horror moviegoer, I mean, you can probably wait to stream this one, honestly. I don't know if I would recommend seeing this in theaters. I was ready to be excited and be very entertained by a franchise that I don't even really care that much about, but damn was it a letdown. And it's unfortunate that it's merely a stepping stone for the third and the final, which is going to be the big, we have in this corner Michael Myers, and this corner Jamie Lee Curtis, a ding 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 fight. Like, that sucks, but it is what it is. So, Halloween Kills, low 3 out of 5. I don't know if I'll ever watch it again, if not just for the stupid kills and people just being dumb. But I don't know. Hopefully the final Halloween soft reboot film will be a good one. I sincerely hope so. But I do thank you to the filmmakers and Jamie Lee Curtis for trying to pay homage to the original, for putting in their work and all that. But maybe and hopefully we have some better writers that are still working on the third one, and we can wrap this up with a nice bloody bow. But in the meantime, I do have other scary movies or thrillers or horror coming at you up next on the docket. Some stuff that's coming out, some of it's horror, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, thank you guys and gals as always so much for watching. I'm sorry if this was a little bit longer than my average review. I had a lot to get off my chest several times, so as always, stay tuned for the next movie review that I do. And goodbye, travelers.